I'm in the show. Let's do this thing. Good evening. My name is James Dawson, and we are bringing you the Chattanooga FC pregame live show. This is an away edition. We're off in Detroit. This is presented by Workshop. I'm coming to you live from our socially distant home studio, my house. This is my home office, also my daughter's room, and we're bringing you some CFC news tonight. We're excited about this. So our boys are off in Hamtramck, Michigan, taking on the Detroit City FC. Game kicks off at 7:30 Eastern tonight. You can tune in and watch that. We're going to stream it. It'll be on mykuju.tv, and the game will once again be played, but it's behind closed doors. We hate this. We want to be there. You want to be there, I know. But we need the support online. So be cheering from home. Tune in. Hit us up on social. Cheer them on. As always, thanks for tuning in. Tonight, we have a very special guest. We're going to be joined by a former CFC star. That's Samuel Goni Viava, who played with us from 2015 to 2017. We're also going to give you a sneak peek at tonight's starting 11 and more. So stay tuned. Before we start, Chattanooga FC would like to give a big shout out to some very special guests. We'd like to give a big shout out to some very special friends over at Vibrant Meals. If you don't know Marco and Romana Viscarini, they provide fantastic, ready-to-eat, delicious, real food. It's made from scratch, and it's portion controlled to meet your lifestyle. This actually, saying this out loud, it reminds me, I have a gift card I need to utilize for some Vibrant Meals. So go check them out. It's myvibrantmeals.com. Also, we want to give a shout out to our friends over at ESPN Chattanooga Radio. That's 105.1 FM. Check them out for some great coverage of local sports. So in just a moment, we're going to be chatting with Samuel Goni Viava, who will be joining us all the way from Spain. It's late. He stayed up just to cheer on the CFC and share a little bit with us. Sam first joined the club in 2015. He made an immediate impact. He was actually our leading leader in assists, and he was the third leading scorer on the team that season. It continued into 2016, and that actually, it made Sam one of our more integral attacking players. Definitely a fan favorite. I've got some memories that I remember in Fort Finley in the playoffs, some late winners, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So in his first two seasons with the CFC, he won NPSL Southeast Conference Championships. That was 15 and 16. Two NPSL Regional Championships, 2015, 2016. An NPSL National Final, 2015. A U.S. Amateur National Championship in 2015. And in his first season with the club, Goni earned the coveted Mitre National Player of the Week. And in 2016, he earned the title of All NPSL Striker in 2017. He ended the season with 4 goals and 1 assist. And prior to joining the CFC, Sam played striker at Bethel University in McKinsey, Tennessee. And for 2 years, he scored a combined 26 goals while compiling 12 assists. And that got him first team All-American and All-South region honors. He was named to the All-Conference first team both seasons, and he received the SSAC Freshman of the Year and SSAC Conference Player of the Year honors. He was the MVP for the SSAC tournament. His hometown is Murcia, Navarra, Spain, if I got that just right. And he played club soccer for 2 years with CA Asuana and Pamplona, Spain. So following his departure from CFC, he played briefly for the FC Golden State Force in California in the PDL before joining Celaya FC, a club playing in the Ascenso MX League, the second division of the Mexican soccer pyramid. Now he's back. He's in his hometown. He's joining us from his hometown all the way late at night from Spain. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Sam Goni. Sam, how are you?
Hey, man. I'm good. How are yourself?
I'm doing excellent. I'm excited for this game tonight, taking on some frenemies up in Detroit. So, Sam, I read your accolades there, but I would love to hear just a little bit about your soccer journey. You're back in Spain now, but you came to the States. You ended up with the CFC. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, first, I want to thank you for inviting me to the show. I love Chattanooga. I love all the people out there. I love the club. And yeah, my journey in the US was an amazing experience. Chattanooga made it amazing, all the fans and stuff. And I don't know, like, what exactly do you want to know about it?
So you came to the Chattanooga CFC. What got you there? What pulled you to the club?
Well, so first, as you said, I was at Bethel University. I had no idea. I barely spoke English when I got to Bethel. I think it it wasn't the assistant coach. It was a goalkeeper coach. He told me, "Hey, do you want to go some tryouts to play in the summer?" Had no clue about anything, and I went to a tryout to Chattanooga, and it was amazing. It was also when they had the altar. I had fun that weekend in the tryouts. I did good, and they told me to play in the summer, and I decided to play. But to be honest, I had an idea of what Chattanooga was, but I don't think I could have ever imagined how good it was, until I experienced it.
So when you talk about how good it was, like what are some of the things that playing for CFC when you remember your time? What were some of those good moments, some of those good times?
Well, besides all the wins and stuff, because we have a great team, the main thing is all the friends I got from there, like from players, from coaches that I still talk to, from fans, everything. I mean, the main experience was the fans. I think, the Cheta hooligans, they support us all the time, even when we lost. I mean, my first 2 seasons, we barely lost. We went to national final, national semifinals. It was very good times, but they were there all the time. And when we were around walking the city, they say hi to us all the time. They make us feel welcome when we were away from our cities. We're so far away from our towns, and they take care of us when we were there.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned making some friends. You and Juan Hernandez, were friends. I want to get the background story on the relationship with Juan, and what role did you play with that?
Well, Juan, I mean, he's not my friend. He's my brother. Like, he's my brother. I love him, and he welcomed me because he went to Bethel before I was there. When I got there, they told me about him. He's like a Spanish guy, played for the team, and he came to Bethel to actually met with me, and we talked. We became friends, and I play a big role. I mean, I'm proud of that because he's one of the best players Chattanooga I ever had, and he came actually to visit me to Chattanooga to spend the weekend. And I told Bill, the coach, "Hey, I have one amazing player. He's my friend. Yes, can he practice with us?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." And when he saw Juan practice the first practice, he's like, "Oh my God, I want this guy in my team." And he spent the rest of the time with us, and the rest is history with him.
He's got the captain armband tonight. What do you think about that?
I mean, I have no doubt of it. Since I met him, I know he is capable of it. He's an amazing player. He wasn't rewarded as he should in Spain of his soccer, but he's in Spain, in Chattanooga now, which I'm very happy for him. I'm very proud of him because he's an amazing player.
Yeah, it was something last year seeing him take on an actual La Liga team when we played Real Betis, and he was out there on the field running it, got that assist. That was really something to see. Did you get to watch that game?
Yeah, I watched a little bit because it was late. And I think I had a game in Mexico as well at the same time. But I watched a little bit of the game. But I saw the pictures of him with Joaquin, which was amazing to see him. It would have been a dream for me, and I bet it was a dream for him. And I talked to him about after the game. It's like it was an amazing experience.
So with your time in Chattanooga, I remember a very specific goal that you scored. And it's actually, if you saw the social media picture that we put out today for the promotion, that was a picture of you running away from a header after you netted versus Memphis in the playoffs.
Yeah, so, I remember that game.
So can you give me your play-by-play memory of what happened leading up to that goal?
I think if I'm not wrong, I think it was the conference playoff. You said, the final.
Yep.
And I mean, to be honest, as every player, you're pissed when you're coming from the bench. I'm pissed because I love to start every single game. I'm pissed with the coach when they don't put me on. But I mean, every coach decision, whatever they do, is because the best of the game is for the team. They decide for the team. But everyone's pissed. I remember I came out. I knew one of my best friends was a center back from Memphis, Jerry. That he played later on for Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And I knew the goalkeeper. And I remember when Seca got the goal, I watched that goal so many times. He put me Seca, but one amazing friend as well is gonna say like I miss him too. And he put me an amazing cross, and I just had to head it in. It was an amazing feeling, when you come from the bench, you give the win for Chattanooga. It was just I felt great.
That I remember just the energy in the building ripped the roof off it with that late winner. So that was a really special goal that you had with CFC. There was another game that I'm remembering where you had a lot of goals. I think you had a hat trick down in New Orleans. Do you
Yeah, New
remember that?
Orleans. I remember that game. Yeah, because until that game, I used to play midfielder. Because I got there, a lot of coaches, because I'm a small player, they want me to play me as a midfielder, and I told Bill, hey, like I'm a forward, like I like to play as a forward. And we had great forwards. I think that year was Chris, was Luke. Luke's
Yep.
an amazing forward, and Seca used to play forward as well, midfielder sometimes. It was Snoopy, CS as well. We had so many good forwards up there. And that game, I don't know who was injured as a forward, and I played there and I scored a hat trick, and it was amazing game because we had also a lot of fun there. We won 4-0. I remember like two of the goals were a chip over the
You
goalkeeper.
you chipped the goalie. You and Luke.
Yeah, and
You and Luke
the funny
both
thing about
chipped
that
the
is that
goalie.
I saw that goalkeeper. He went to MLS the year after on the draft.
I know. You guys hosted him for 4 goals, and then he went off to the MLS.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So when you were at CFC, you also had some challenges. I remember you came back from an injury.
Yeah, I tore my ACL when I was literally 2 weeks. I had that great summer. Went to semifinals. I think we sort of won national championship that year. I don't know what happened that game,
Yeah.
but I went to California. Just signed with a Division One in Fullerton, California. And before I played my first game, I tore my ACL. And my first game back was with Chattanooga, and I scored a goal and assist my first game back, and it was an amazing feeling. I think my second game was a friendly, and I scored a hat trick as well.
And
And
that's
it
when
was
the fear kind of shook off and you're like, all right, I got this leg back. It works.
Yeah,
100%.
but then after it was like I don't think I was 100% full back because I wasn't able to play in Nashville because they have a terrible field, and I was afraid, to be honest, to play in Nashville because I don't know if you remember, but they have a terrible field out there.
It's not even the right size. It's like a field at a tiny little school.
Yeah,
So
I was afraid to play there because of my knee.
no, I totally understand that. I was afraid to walk on the field and I wasn't even playing. So Sam, thank you first of all for giving us this time late into your night. Can you tell us what is life transitioned into for you? What are you up to now?
So, well, I say play in Mexico. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I didn't play much. They didn't give me much of opportunity. Also, I was gonna go back to play in Nisa with the Golden State, but I couldn't go because of the COVID thing.
Mm.
Now, thank you to the college experience and stuff, I was able to get my bachelor's in kinesiology. I try to when you play soccer, sometimes you think you can be pro, you can make lots of money, but that's not the reality. And I make myself a career as a kinesiologist, personal trainer. I got so many certificates, and now I'm starting my own business as a personal trainer while I'm waiting to get into a new team. I'm actually gonna give a big shout out because I have 4 clients. They're working with me from Chattanooga. They're Chattanooga fans.
Yeah.
In the United States. Yeah, Chris Barrett. I don't know if they're watching this, but I love to work with them. Chris Barrett, Tyson, Topher, and Cheryl. They're from Chattanooga. They know me. They trust me since the beginning, and they're getting amazing results. And I love to because they know my background, and we have so many things in common, and we remember lots of the games when we talk about it. And that's the thing. I'm working now to help people in their lives while I'm waiting to get into my soccer career.
So let's go ahead and leave a plug. If people are watching this tonight and they're hearing you're working with people in Chattanooga, helping them get in shape, helping them live full lives, some CFC fans, how would they find that? How would they find you? How could they connect?
Yeah, I mean, if they really wanna get in shape and work with someone, I'm really want to help them, and they are really motivated. I'm as a coach, I'm as a player. I give 100% on everything. When you watch me play, I give 100% on the field. If they just add me on Facebook, they have my Facebook, they have everything. Don't be afraid to reach to me. I'm welcome to everyone, and I will try to do my best to help them.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I might have to hit you up. This whole COVID
Maybe,
blues.
I would love to help you as well.
Listen, I feel like I live in this room. So, hey, we're at about time to sign off here. I just again want to thank you for your time. Any words that you have for the team going into the match tonight?
Well, first of all, thank you for you to have me here. I want to say hi to all the fans in Chattanooga. I really appreciate what they gave me over the years there. I love the city. I hope one day I can be there playing at least 1 or 2 years. I
Come
hope
on.
I can be back there. Just good luck to all of them, especially to Juan, Seca, all the players that are my best friends. And I know they're gonna get the win. I don't even need to wish them good luck. I know they're gonna get the win.
So it's a win tonight. What's your prediction? Do you have a scoreline for us?
I mean, I just hope they win and Juan scores a goal and give it to me.
Juan gets a goal.
Juan
I
gets a
love
goal.
it. Awesome. Well, Sam, thank you so much for being with us here tonight.
To you, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Cheers. Wow, what a great guy. Awesome to connect with him. It is late night there. So definitely check out his stuff if you are interested in working with Sam. Let's go ahead and transition back now. We're going to talk a little bit about our previous match. I feel like we've been in Michigan for a month at this point. It's not true, but we played against the Michigan Stars. This would have been last week in Pontiac, Michigan. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here. Really? Pulled the shirt off. No fans. He's pulling the shirt off. It's disrespectful. I'm just kidding. Look, we got outplayed last week. That's what happened. We were able to get a PK. Ian McGrath tucked it away like he seems to do every single time he steps on the field. But we got outworked. And I'm not going to say that I know how this happened or why this happened. I will say this. Brian Bement, who's been playing up top, brings a certain level of intensity, and he really charges up the guys. And I think him taking a knock going into that game, teams are about chemistry. And when your chemistry changes, your outcome can change. So it was a tough loss. It was tough to lose, like an 87th minute goal. It was a tough way to lose, especially out on the road in a tough environment. But that game's done. It's dusted. Let's go ahead and pivot back and talk about tonight's match. Also, my mic had to be muted during that highlight. I wanted to commentate over it, but I was also hearing that music, so it would have been a cacophony of sound. But there were some things in there that I want to highlight as we talk about tonight's match. So we're taking on our familiar friends and foes. This is Detroit City FC. We're going to be at Keyworth Stadium in Hamtramck, Michigan. And today actually marks 315 days since we last met and almost a year to the day since we played them up in Michigan. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the highlights from our last meet to prep us going into tonight's conversation. That was a fun match at Finley. If you guys remember, we were actually on the opposite side of the stadium as well for that match. I remember being visited by our northern frenemies, and we realized there are, some cultural differences, but some things that we both love is good grassroots soccer. So Chattanooga, we've unfortunately lost our last two meetings with Detroit. It's changed. It's ending tonight. Tonight's going to be a W. I've got a good feeling about it. Since joining NISA, Detroit, they've had a very strong presence. So we played in our independent cup. They also played in their own for their region. This was the Great Lakes division. They scored 6 goals and they had 0 scored against them. So we scored 9 in our tournament, but different teams playing different teams. But anyways, they scored 6 goals. They haven't been scored on at all, right? So we've been getting a lot of brick wall comments from Detroit fans on the Twitter spheres and the Instagrams. We'll find out tonight if we can break through. According to Sam, I think Juan's going to get a goal, and that's love coming all the way from Spain. So it's probably going to happen. As many of you know, CFC and Detroit, they've had a long-standing friendship and rivalry, and we all decided to make the jump from the NPSL to the NISA together in 2019. We have long been the vanguard of lower division soccer and promotion relegation. We believe in it. I think it's understood on both sides. Recently, Detroit City FC, they made the announcement that they are going to copy us. No, they're going to offer ownership shares for their club. This is incredible. We want to support this. We want to encourage this. So following the lead of CFC, the groundbreaking ownership campaign in 2019, they're going to pursue this as well. And we want to see this as a trend that a lot of teams are pursuing in lower division soccer because it pulls your community in. We had an owner's call last week. So many people on. It's just exciting, right? It actually puts some stake in the game. So it's always special when these two clubs meet. We're super excited for tonight's match, and we hope that you are as well. Again, it's going to be on mycuju.tv, coming on at 7:30 Eastern. All right, let's change gears here. Stop talking about Detroit. Let's come back to Chattanooga. I want to talk about our lineup. Let me pull this up real quick. I'm excited about this. We're going to look really, really strong on the field tonight. So we're going to have Richard Dixon back. We're going to be playing a lineup that is a 3-5-2. So we're going to have Richard Dixon playing on that right back role. We're going to have Zeka up top. He's going to be flanked beside by Darwin Lom. In the midfield, we're going to have Juan Hernandez, David Coloco, and we're going to have Ian McGrath. Now, this is when we're talking about team chemistry. I really like this. I really like what I've seen from Coloco. When he's been on the field, he played a gorgeous ball into the box in our last home match that found who did he find? I want to say maybe Jackson. It was a gorgeous ball, but he looks for those while being a strong defensive player, which is something I like to see. Him sitting behind Juan, him sitting behind Ian. He's going to be able to get stops, but he's also going to be able to look downfield and see some of those longer balls. Alec Reddington is back in goal, who has always had strong showings when he's been out with us. A new signing, Sean Russell. So Sean Russell is a new signing. He's going to be coming in playing at that left back role. We're going to have Cameron Woodfin out on the left side. On the right side, we're going to have Ryan Marcano. If you remember, this guy has wheels. He had an assist where his first touch was a blow by, and he didn't even look like he was going full speed. And then finally, we're going to be anchored in the back there by Nick Spielman playing at center back. I like this lineup. I really like the 3-5-2. I feel like we have a strong and experienced defensive line. The strong and experienced defensive line is able to communicate well to pull back a defensive midfielder, to pull back the wings when they need to, and they can also attack. We've seen that from Dixon. He's able to get forward, get crosses into the box. So I think this is a team that's going to look to maintain possession and even press high. All right. That's our starting 11. Excited for these guys. Get on Twitter, get on Instagram, get on Facebook. Go ahead and tag them, at them, encourage them. We can't be there with them tonight, but we can through social media. All right, we've got a giveaway reminder. If you remember the last time I did this show, I had a beautiful jersey. We talked about the jerseys. We dug into the process of creating these jerseys, and we're still giving them away. That's 3 jerseys, a home jersey, an away jersey, and a keeper jersey. These are going to be personalized. You can get your own name on the back. You can get your favorite player's name on the back. It's totally up to you. You don't want to miss out on this. So head over to our Twitter page. That's at Chattanooga FC to find the link. Go ahead and retweet that link to enter. Retweet that link and follow the page, like the page. Decent content on there. I'll be over there on the Twitter later tonight to chat with our friends from the north. There was something about a joke about the state of Ohio that I've forgotten now. Apparently people in Michigan don't like that entire state. I will not understand that, but I hope they play the way they see that state. Following tonight's match, we have a nice little break. So the CFC, we're on a 2-week hiatus. We're going to return. We have a home game. This is going to be at the end of the month, August 29th, against New Amsterdam FC at Finley Stadium, which it's just nice to have them here. We can't even be there, but it's nice to have them here. It's nice to have our boys at home walking out onto our pitch. So keep your eyes peeled for more details regarding that match. All right, we're going to wrap this up. That's all we've got for tonight. Don't forget Chattanooga FC versus Detroit City FC. That's 7:30 tonight on mycuju.tv, 7:30 Eastern time. You can go over to ChattanoogaFC.com for more information on that. Here's what I want to see tonight. I want to see a late winner. So to play us out, I want to get a clip of our host or our guest today, Sam Goney. Let's get his header goal on here if we can to just play us out of the show.
Chattanooga FC sub entering the game, number 15, Samuel Goney. That was a thing of beauty. Ball from Zeka, scored by Samuel Goney.
Man, tears in my eyes. Can't wait to be back. All right, guys. We'll see you at 7:30 for the game. Go ahead and follow along on social. Good night.